What would happen if the great King of Evil, Ganondorf, and the hard-working Secretary of Animal Crossing went toe-to-toe in a battle to determine who would come out on top? I'm Ink, and this is Smash Bracket, a show dedicated to solving that exact question. If each playable character from the Super Smash Bros. Series was entered into a giant fighting tournament using them at the peak of their strength, who would be victorious? The rules for this series are on screen now, with a link for a further breakdown in the description. With all that in place, let's take a look at today's match between Ganondorf and Isabelle to see who will advance on to the next round and who will be disqualified. Let's get into it.
Ganondorf.
Once upon a time, in the faraway land of Hyrule, there lived a child named Ganondorf. He was born as the only male in his matriarchal tribe for over 100 years, and the rightful king to the throne to rule over the Gerudo people. His entire country lived in the middle of a vast desert that laid under a scorching sun and a bitter, sandy wind that would beat his people down every single day. When night fell, a frigid gale pierced their homes and always brought the same thing: death. But in another part of Hyrule, there blew a different wind, one that brought greenery and life to people more fortunate than his own. So rather than being faced with suffering and ruin, he saw a land of prosperity. And so, like any good king, he dedicated his life to finding a better life for his people. Despite his noble intentions, though, his methods were less than ideal. In the aftermath of the Great Hyrulean Civil War, Ganondorf saw a chance to use the tragedy as an opportunity to swear false fidelity to the King of Hyrule. This brought a newfound trust from the royal family and allowed Ganondorf to move freely throughout the land of Hyrule, and after many attempts, different timelines, and transforming into a few different evil pigs and puppets, he eventually gained access to the Triforce, a powerful artifact capable of granting wishes, gaining access to the power of the three goddesses, and increasing the wielder's power to unimaginable levels. He first obtained the Triforce of Power, granting him the blessings of the goddess Din. This bestows upon him near invulnerability and a never-ending pool of magic to draw upon. Through this power, Ganondorf can shrug off being stabbed through the chest, having towers crumble on top of him, and he even took flames from the dragon Valoo with no visible injuries. At his peak, Ganondorf is so powerful that not even the legendary Master Sword could scratch him. It was only with the upgraded version, the Golden Sword, that Link stood any chance against him. Even then, it took silver arrows, powerful enough to one-shot nearly everything in the game, to kill Ganondorf, and he was still able to survive several of these. With this power, his physical strength seemingly knows no limits. Even upon transforming into a tiny bat, he's strong enough to smash through the top of this pyramid. The Triforce of Wisdom unlocks the powers of Nehru, giving him access to legendary mystical abilities, such as amplifying his innate magic. He's able to use energy blasts, teleportation, transmutation, transfiguration, and more. He's also able to conjure minions and even resurrect them from the dead. Ganondorf is such a powerful sorcerer that he's even been able to send plagues and drought to Hyrule while trapped in an alternate dimension. The last piece of the Triforce grants Ganondorf access to the power of Faeror, the source of all life. Given that its only other wielder was Link, who wasn't nearly as gifted as Ganondorf or Zelda at channeling the power of his Triforce, the Triforce of Courage's true power is still somewhat of a mystery. One of the most frightening things about Ganondorf, though, is his evil heart. He's the personification of the reincarnated hatred of the god Demise. And under his relentless search for the Triforce and hunger for power, he's become a truly terrifying opponent. During this quest for power, Ganondorf truly became evil, and a ruthless warrior who would slaughter anyone who stood in his way, even children. He's a power-hungry master of manipulation and deceit, and a skilled tactician. By the end of Ganondorf's life, he had zero regard for anybody's life but his own. Ganon's wake of destruction and brutality seemingly know no bounds, and to cross him spells death for all but the strongest foes. Now let's see how he stacks up against his foe, Isabelle.
Isabelle!
While brave warriors can defend their homes from invasions of evil, and gifted leaders can bring a town from poverty to prosperity, it's often the everyday workers who support their city through small contributions that serve as the lifeblood of their hometown, such as Isabelle, the hardworking and kind-hearted Secretary of Animal Crossing. Much like Ganondorf, she came from rough beginnings, as she and her twin brother Digby had to live out of a cardboard box while growing up. She didn't let these humble beginnings define her though. Despite coming off as a little ditzy or clumsy, she's a master of engineering with degrees from over 19 different universities, which she obtained just for the joy of learning. Under her direction and engineering expertise, her town has created pits of fire, a state-of-the-art surveillance system, a huge building that holds the remains of many dead mighty beasts, and a portal to an alternate dimension called the Dream World. That isn't all though. Isabelle has also helped in the creation of a machine capable of drilling through the ground. She's also recreated mystical wonders like Stonehenge, and even panels capable of harnessing energy from a giant ball of scorching gas that, if destroyed, could wipe out an entire solar system. Despite her cheerful demeanor though, Isabelle has a dark side that hides beneath the surface. Throughout her difficult childhood and pursuit of architectural knowledge, she gained years of fighting experience with her brother Digby, and even acted as a bully intent on destroying his property. While some lesser life forms need to increase their power with magical artifacts, Isabelle increases her mental acuity with handcrafted drinks specifically designed to increase her energy, and she even drinks it with a substance extracted from the bodies of her villagers. Her unbridled rage comes out when seeing people destroy property, and she can even summon her Isabellistic form as she drops her gentle facade. This is a power that no villager in their right mind would ever want to face, and she is no stranger to dealing with some pretty disagreeable people, including the standoffish pig Ganon. So whether it be her high IQ or the dark individual lying deep beneath the surface of her cheery exterior, Isabelle is a rough matchup for anyone. With all that said and done though, let's get into the fight and see who will be disqualified and who will advance on to the next round of the Smash Bracket. But first, do you want to see early works in progress for our animations, have exclusive live streams with the research team, get early access to music, or even vote on future matchups? We just launched a Patreon to help fund our series, and we have a lot of really cool rewards there. Go check it out if you're interested in supporting Smash Bracket and keeping the series alive. But anyway, let's get into the fight and see who will advance on to the next round of the Smash Bracket and who will be disqualified. And there you go! Although Isabelle was eventually able to pacify Ganondorf through her strategic exploitation of his weakness to be distracted by mundane objects, she mysteriously surrendered by waving a white flag of defeat. Whether it came from an intentional move to spare Ganondorf from her Isabellistic form, or a subtle manipulation to win over a powerful ally, we may never know the answer. But when all is said and done, Ganondorf is the winner and will be moving on to the next round of the Smash Bracket. Next time on the Smash Bracket.
Jigglypuff versus